All right, guys. So in this video, we're going to be setting up the Outlook calendar only. So again, this is only for Outlook calendars. This is not for Google calendars. If you are looking for the Google Calendar video, please make sure that you watch the prior video posted. Okay. So what we need to do is we are going to navigate to the calendar section right here, and we are going to click on calendar settings. Okay. Once you are there, you will see that I have a couple of different calendars that have been created. What I will do is I'm going to click on this create calendar button, and the only calendar that will work properly within the system that will work properly with Outlook is going to be the round robin calendar, even if you are only one person. So I'm going to select round robin. You'll see that it takes you to this calendar section right here, and you are going to name your calendar. Now I'm going to call this book with Jonathan Farrell right here. I'm going to select myself as the team member, and I'm going to change this custom URL back half to whatever you would like. Now, you will notice on this section that if you type in something and it is already taken, it will tell you that right here at the bottom. So you might want to customize this to book with, Jonathan Outlook or something like, basically whatever. Customize it to where you can find out a back and half that works out for you. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll down and there's a gearbox right here that says advanced settings. Go ahead and click on the advanced settings for me, and that is going to take you into the actual calendar builder. Now you will see at the top it has calendar logo. Here is where you're going to add either your headshot or your logo once you click on the upload button. And just to show you guys real quick on this section, if you add either your headshot or your logo, here is my coaching calendar right here, and you will see that I have my headshot added. So I definitely recommend adding the headshot to the logo or excuse me, headshot or a logo in this section right here. It will add that for you. Now, on your description, what I would recommend doing is adding the specific description as to what the calendar is. Now, again, I'm going to bring in my calendar right here. This will show you this is my coaching calendar. So as you can see, coaching session. This will give you 2 1-hour coaching sessions with Jonathan Farrell to go over your Go High Level account. So again, recommend that you go into this description. You can have ChatGPT create something for you or generate a description for the calendar, what it is, and add that in there too. Now, if I go to this meeting invite section right here, you'll immediately default to contact name. I recommend changing this and customizing this. So typically what I do is I will add contact name / Jonathan Farrell, and then depending on what the calendar is about, so if it's a mortgage consultation call, if it's a coaching call, if it's a life insurance consultation call, I will add that as the back half. So it will then say, if I'm booking a call with Kristen, it'll say Kristen / Jonathan Farrell coaching call, right? Or whatever you would call it as, right? Okay. Now, appointment distribution, if you're doing multiple people, you'll click optimize for availability or optimize for equal distribution. Like I said, this is a single member round robin, so I'm the only member on here. You can change this to high priority or low priority, and then you can also add your custom meeting location. So for instance, if I have breakfast and I have it at a specific address, and this is my breakfast calendar, I will add where I'm going to be eating breakfast, and people can book a meeting with me at that breakfast location, right? If it's Zoom, if it's Google Meet, if it is phone, please make sure that you customize this. And the cool part is, guys, you can actually add different locations. So if you have breakfast at 4 different locations and you wanted to add each of those locations and somebody can choose which one they would like to do, you can add that to the system right here. Okay. So once you're done with that, go ahead and click on the save button, and that's going to take you next to the availability section. Now, you will see here that I have my available hours. I set them for 8 to 5, so that is going to default in here. And here's where you're going to select your specific availability. So again, if I'm creating a calendar, and let's just say I normally pick my kids up from school at 1 p.m., on Wednesdays because they get out for early release, I will have this specific calendar selected. And let's just say I only wanted to work 8 to 1 p.m. each day. Rather than going and make edits to all of these, all I have to do is click on this button and then select these options right here. That will then default all the different sections to how I would like them set up. Okay. Now, GoHighLevel just implemented a brand new look busy system. Okay, so if you want your calendar to look busier than it normally is, so again, this is like if your calendar is on a booking page of a funnel, this is to make you look busier than normal, and you can hide it by the number of slots. Let's just say 60%. It will hide 60% of the slots and only offer specific times. Okay, so again, you can utilize the look busy feature. Now, I will let you know this is brand new. Sometimes it has some bugs to it, so just a quick heads up, it is not perfect as of yet, but it is a cool feature that just got added. Okay, now we're going to talk about intervals. Okay, so intervals, if I select 30 minutes or an hour, so this is going to be like 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, right? However, if I select 60 minutes right here, this will be 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's what intervals are. So again, if you're typically doing hour-long appointments, you want to select 60-minute intervals. If you're doing 15-minute appointments, you can do 15-minute intervals, that sort of thing. Now we have duration. Okay, and duration is actually how long the meeting is. So for instance, if I have 60-minute intervals with a 30-minute duration, it will offer them a 9 o'clock time slot and a 10 o'clock time slot. The meeting will only last from 9 to 9:30. Okay. Now, typically what I like to do is, for instance, if I'm doing 30 minutes and 30 minutes, but I want to block off a total of an hour, I will go ahead and go to this post buffer time section and add post buffer time of about 30 minutes. Okay. Because I like to talk, and I know a couple of other people that like to talk, and sometimes their meetings don't last for 30 minutes, they last for an hour. So I will make sure that I have some post buffer time included just in case it does end up taking a full hour. And now I have set that up inside of the calendar section. Now we have this section that's called minimum scheduling notice. And what I typically like to do is I like to put 2 hours, meaning that they can't book today is 24th at, let's say, 12:30. My earliest available appointment time on my calendar would be 3 p.m. Okay, because I have a 2 hour notice, but I have 60 minutes. I'm sorry, this would be 2:30 or 3 o'clock p.m. right there. Okay. So that would allow for me to set a minimum scheduling notice. Okay. And what I also like to include is a date range. So the date range, let's just say you want it to be 10 days. You can add 10 days. This will only show you calendar events 10 days in the future. So that way somebody can't book a call with you in 3 months. Okay. Just as a quick heads up. And go ahead and click on the save button. That is going to take you to the forms and payments. Now you will see, for instance, I have a payment on this calendar. I like to show this because people have to pay to book the call. So you'll see right here that it does have a total amount. And here is where you can add that. So for instance, if you wanted to accept payments on the calendar, you can just toggle this off once you've connected uh, your credit card processing system. Okay. And what I will also like to do is on the notification section, it says who would like to receive this notification. I always enable contact and the assigned user. And I'm also going to enable these two features right here. Okay, so I will make sure that whenever they book the appointment, that the contact will get the notification that they've just booked an appointment. I will get that as well as my Outlook account will send the invitation. Okay, now you have the ability to allow for cancellations or reschedules. You can also toggle this off. So if you don't want to accept any cancellations or reschedules, you can turn those off. Okay, go ahead and click on the save button right there. That's going to take you to this section where you can preview the calendar and see specifically what that looks like. Okay. And this will ultimately be connected to your Outlook account. So again, if you're doing Outlook, please, please, please make sure that you do a round robin calendar. which will allow for you to be able to send those appointment reminders from Outlook.